Good day. So here is my week three proof assignment for learning assignment for users and groups. So currently in my shell, I run sudo get int group to show me all the group in my server. So as you can see, I have my QA group, IT group says human resource external, engineer, call center management, outsourcing, finance group, all in the Linux server. And we also have the primary group for all the users: Ted, Sally, Bruce, Phil, Tracy, Tammy, Holly, Cindy, Patty, Colin, Jermaine, Scott, Tim, Doug, Brandy, and Jared. So that shows, let me show the users. So these are all the users and their directories. I have the Ted, Sally, Bruce, Phil, Tracy, Tammy, Holly, Cindy, Betty, Colin, Jamie, Scott, Tim, Doug, Brandon, and Jared. And as you can see, I'm logging as the admin that I used to create all the users. So the question for this week is, uh, what is the difference between a regular user and a system user? So a regular user is a user that is usually created to log in and to perform certain actions in the system. Uh, so they are given permissions in groups, and they usually have their shells and they can actually log in. But the system user is not meant to log in into the system, but rather to carry out specific function like the PG admin, um, or like the PG, the TC dump, the daemon users, and the rest of them. So they are not meant to log in, but they are meant to carry out specific services in the system. So for the system user, the ID are usually less than 1,000, while regular users IDs usually begin with 1,000 and incrementally and so forth. So how can groups ease the burden of the administrator? Let's take for example, in this our system we have created groups for this system. So what the group, let's say for the Q quality assurance. So quality assurance persons or personnel will not need to be in the sales, so they will have different folders that they'll be working with different permissions. So the for a system administrator, creating groups will ease the burden so that assignments and permissions can be given in those groups, where those groups work independently without having access to system wide files and being able to manipulate system wide functions. So that can ease the burden of the administrator. Whenever a user wants to leave the company, you just check the group the user is and remove that user from that group and delete that user. So he doesn't need to the administrator doesn't need to change permissions again for that specific user. So that's how it can ease the burden. And the command that can actually use to remove a user from a group, we simply type sudo which is giving the admin the root privilege, and GP password, GP password slash G. The slash G stands for to remove, and then the username, the person you want to remove. Let's say you want to remove Brandon, then the group you want to remove Brandon from. So Brandon is already in the okay, Brandon is not in any of these groups. Okay, let's say Betty, you want to remove Betty from management. You can say Betty is then called, then put the management group name. So this is going to remove Betty from the management group. So let me quickly list the users again. um so Brandon is here. Let's check the ID of Brandon. Brandon groups is in a brand, so Brandon does not have any group. Let's see in our tags to see where we should add Brandon. Brandon. Okay, Brandon is not added to any group. Alright, which make my work today correct. Brandon. But I actually created a user as Brandon. So that's it for my learning activity. Thank you.